A lot of you guys were asking for an SMT video on the streams, like for me to explain SMT for you guys. So let me just do that, bro. It's super easy to understand SMT. Now keep in mind, guys, that you don't have to take your trades based on SMT. SMT shouldn't be your only confluence to take a short position or a long position. With SMT, there should be more confluences that you should be using. SMT is basically the same as like break of structure, like inverse fair value gap, all that. It's just another confluence. So SMT can be used only on NQ and ES. That's what I personally think. But if there are other pairs that are correlated with each other, then you could use it on that too. Because SMT is basically built on the leading or lagging index. That's what we have over here. Because always either NQ is leading or ES is lagging, or NQ is just lagging, ES is leading. That's how we make SMT. So you guys can clearly see here, I just made a chart, like draw this for you guys to understand it easier. So you guys can see over here, this is how SMT is built, okay? For example, we have a low here, we make another high, we make another low, another high, then we make a higher low, okay? Then we go higher, keep in mind. So here, what do we have over here? We have a higher high, for example on NQ, and then over here we have a higher low, okay? We have a higher low. But for example on ES, you guys can clearly see over here, what do we have? So we come, okay, over here we make a high, we make another low, then we make a high, okay, then we make another low, and then we push higher. So do you see the difference between them? Over here ES didn't make another higher low and then pushed higher. Then over here this becomes a higher low, and then this becomes a higher high. Higher. Boom, just like that, because you guys can see on NQ, we took out the previous low, okay? We closed below the previous low that you guys can clearly see over here. This is the low. We closed below that, but on ES, you guys can see we didn't close below these over here. And that's how SMT is built. So that's how we're gonna mark out our SMT. So I'm just gonna show you guys. So we are gonna mark out this as a bullish SMT. You could just mark it from this high to this low, okay? And then from this low to this high up here, from this low to this high. Now this could be any other pair, bro. This could be, for example, this could be ES, this could be NQ. Again, here you guys can see NQ is the leading index, ES is the lagging one. Why? You guys can clearly see ES pushed below, while NQ was higher, ES was just pushing higher slowly, but it was lagging, okay? This could be the other way around for you guys. This could be, for example, NQ, and this could be ES. Simple as that. Now, I'm going to show you guys on the chart too, okay? I'm just going to show you guys some SMT, but here's a clear, simple explanation for you guys how SMT works. Now, this is a bullish SMT. Now, there is a bearish SMT too. For example, we make a high, we make a low, another high, for example, another low, then we make a higher high, and then we go lower, okay? But over here, for example, we have a high, we have another low, okay? Another high, we still have another low, and then we just go lower low, okay? It's the same thing, bro. Over here, you just mark it from this low to this high, and then from this low to this high. This becomes a bearish SMT over here. Why? You guys can clearly see over here that, for example, this is NQ. On NQ, we took out, we closed above this high, we took out this high, while ES failed to take out this high, okay? It's just the same thing as I showed you guys. That's gonna be a bearish SMT at that point. So this could be the other way around. For example, again, I'm just gonna write it on the chart for you guys. So this is, for example, ES, okay? And then this is NQ, boom, NQ. Here, what do we have, bro? Like you guys can see, we have a higher high, okay? Then we have a higher low. But over here, what do we have? We have a higher low. And then what do we have over here? We have a higher high. Boom, just like that. So you might mark from this higher low, higher high to higher low over here, or from this higher low to this higher high over there. That becomes a bearish SMT, simple and easy. When ES fails to take out, for example, like this high and close below that, but like NQ took out that high, so that becomes a bearish SMT. So SMT, you cannot be taking off of two candles. You have to go with the market trend. So I'm just going to show you guys more on the chart to understand it, but that's a clear basic explanation of SMT here for you guys that I could tell you guys. So SMT is on every single time frame. Holy market open was today, bro. Let me just try to see if I can find out some SMT for you guys here that we could be using. I think on Lennon session we had some type of SMT here. Yeah. So I want you guys to pay close attention to what I mark over here, okay? We have this to this high, while on NQ, let's see if we had that. At the same time, yeah, we kind of made a bearish SMT off of higher high, higher low. So you guys can see over here what we have here, bro. We make a high, okay? We make another low, we make another high, and then we go lower, okay? Look, it's the same as I wrote the chart. NQ failed to take that high, while, okay, sorry, that was S&P 500. Sorry, chat, sorry. We have to go on NQ. That's much cleaner. My bad, bro. Since I have the S&P chart. So this over here, okay? We have a high, okay? Boom. We have another low. We make another high. And you guys can see we make a higher low, okay? Boom. We mark it from here to this high. While on ES, what do we have, bro? Look over here on ES. We make a high. We make a low. We make a higher high. And then we go lower. It's the same as I showed you guys on the chart. Over here, look, clearly you guys can see that ES here took out this high while NQ failed to take out this high and we made a higher low and then we pushed lower. Do you guys understand what I mean by that? So that becomes clearly a bearish SMT for us, okay? This becomes a bearish SMT for us. Boom, we have a higher high, higher low on NQ. We have a lower low, for example, let me just remove these. Boom, remove that, remove that. We have a lower low and lower high on NQ, and I actually took this trade because of that SMT on London session. I just short the market of this 5-minute inverse fair value gap over here. Boom, I took a short position here. Stops were above this high, and then I was just targeting this low over here, which you guys can clearly see TP got hit. Um, Again, you shouldn't be taking only off of SMT divergence. I took this trade live on the stream today. So you guys can see we had a bearish SMT 5-minute, but I did wait for 5-minute inverse fair value gap. Boom, just like that. That's a bearish SMT. So let me just try to find a bullish SMT. Maybe here we have a bullish SMT, bro. Uh, we have these to these, while yes, we have these to these. Kind of not really, not sure. Let's just try to find some other one, bro. Let's go on a higher time frame. SMT is literally on every single time frame, bro, that you could think of. So let's just go on the hourly time frame. Let me just show you guys a bullish SMT. We have this to this, while NQ didn't push lower there. Let me see, bro. Just gotta find some SMT. Prime market, it has just been crazy recently, bro. This to this, while NQ, not that one. Let me just find a better one, bro. We should have some over here. ES took out that low. NQ did take out that low too. Bro, I can't find an SMT for you guys. There should be so many of SMTs. This to this. Um, this here to here on the hourly time frame. We made that to that. That's like Friday 27. Friday 27 is just like here. I think this should be an SMT here. If I mark out this from here to here, which is like around that 16, if I go here, again, that shouldn't be an SMT, bro. I can't find a bullish SMT. Oh my days, bro. We have this high to this high. What do we have? This high to this low, while on in Q we have here. This is what I mean, like a lot of highs and lows that you see most of the time, you can mark all of them as SMT because they are not SMTs, bro. These to these, and then yeah, here, bro, another bullish SMT, clear one. So here, what do we have? We have a high, then we make a low, and then on NQ, what do we have? We have a low, and then we have the high. It's super easy to identify SMTs when you're actually like trading there because they get formed. There's not all of these other candles. But yeah, let me show you guys here, bro. What do we have? We have a low, then we make a high, then we make another low, and then we make a higher high. So, and NES, what do we have, bro, here? Look, the same thing, bro. We make a low, we make a high, we make another low. This low is actually taking out that, we go higher. So this should be somewhere within here. Okay, let me just show you. Clearly over here. I'm not too good at explaining, but I'm trying my best, chat. So here, you guys can clearly see this low was actually taken out by this candle over here. But on NQ, that same low wasn't taken out. Okay, boom, that that same low wasn't actually taken out. Look here, this same low over here wasn't taken out, just like that. It stayed above that, so that becomes a bearish SMT for us. And how you mark it, you just mark it off of, you have a low, low, lower high, you just mark it from here to here, and then you just mark from this higher high to this higher low, and then look what happened, it caused the price to go higher. That's the simple way that I could explain SMT. So it's just much as easier to like explain SMT or understand SMT while you are behind the chart and just constantly trading. You will just see them there. It's just like when NQ fails to take out the high and then ES already takes that high and then we reverse lower, that becomes SMT. Or it could be the other way around, the downside. Like let's say ES takes out a low, okay, and then ES doesn't take out that low and then we push higher. Basically, that's how SMT works. But I tried my best at explaining it. But if you still have a question, let me know in the comments, or you could just join my Discord server. It's completely free. Link is in the description. There's like hundreds of people in there and it's completely free. You can join in, ask them anything you want to. But yeah, I at least tried my best, boys.